The global economy is going through a transition phase. The pandemic has severely affected the world economy. Peter Schiff was recently expressing his views about the current state of the world economy and the upcoming challenges that we have to face. Peter said that there's a big difference between earning money and just having the government print it. When people are productive, when they have a job and they go to work, and their labor is used to increase the supply of goods or services available to the public. He said that you have a job, you do work, and your work either aids in the production of a good that people want or need, or you are helping to provide a service that people need, and in exchange for that help, you get money. For example, if you are an engineer, then you are making a car that will help people in their daily life. That's when you provide goods through your work or labor. And if you are a doctor, then you are providing a service to the people. In both of these cases, when you provide goods and services through your work, then only you earn money. Now you can use that money to help buy the goods and services that you yourself help to produce. The more productive you are, the more you earn, and therefore the greater share of what society produces you are able to enjoy yourself. But when the government just prints money and gives it to you, when you have all these unemployed people who are sitting at home just getting a check from the government, they produce nothing. They added no goods or services to our economy, yet they can consume goods and services in the same proportions as if somebody had actually done the work and actually been a productive member of the society. So what does this do? All this does is drive up the prices. Because if your work adds to the goods and services and now you are consuming the goods and services you help to create, that's fine. But if now you start consuming goods and services yet you didn't help create any of those goods and services, you just have more money chasing a diminished supply of goods services, and prices are going to go up, and they are going to go up like never before. The irony of all of this is that the Federal Reserve has been promising Americans more and more inflation. That's the only one promise that they are going to deliver on time. In fact, they are going to deliver on it beyond our wildest expectations and contrary to what everybody is saying. Inflation is not a good thing. Inflation is not desirable. Higher inflation is not making progress. What people want is a lower cost of living, and when the prices go down, that's progress, and that's the actual capitalism. That's how capitalism works. Peter says that when you have real capitalism, businesses become more productive, they become more efficient, they develop economies of scale, and as they do that, the cost of production comes down. As the cost of production goes down, demand goes up, because as prices are going down, more people can afford to buy more and more stuff. It's falling prices that have just historically driven a rising standard of living. The government has interrupted that benevolent process through the inflation, and most of the times, inflation doesn't simply make the prices go up. Inflation also prevents prices from going down, and a decline in a price would have been a windfall for the consumer. When the consumer is denied that windfall by the government, it's still a tax. The government is still taking your purchasing power because the goods and services that you want to consume are more expensive as a result of the government inflation. Now, a lot of the inflation that government has been creating since the 2008 financial crisis, a lot of that inflation has temporarily moved into asset prices. That's the stock market, bond market, the real estate market, the market for collectibles, or other things that are in short supply. So, when inflation pushes up asset prices, people don't complain because the people that own those assets, of course, will feel more richer now. Peter says that if you don't own these assets, obviously it's problematic if you want to buy them. For example, if housing prices keep going up and you don't own a house and you want to buy one. The fact that prices keep going up, that's not a good thing. Now, the way that government has offset that is by keeping interest rates artificially low so that people can afford to overpay for houses as the prices keep going up. All of that helps distort the economy and fuel the bubble. But beneath the surface, consumer prices have been rising for all this. Talk about deflation, we haven't had any. For all the talk about an inadequate increase in the CPI, consumer prices have been going up despite the government's best effort to hide that through the CPI. Peter Schiff says that if you think the CPI is giving you an accurate read on inflation, that would be like assuming the mafia is going to give you an accurate report on the crime. Clearly, if you hired the mafia to study crime, you wouldn't be surprised to find that they said that there wasn't any, and therefore there's no need for more police because there's no crime. The last thing the government wants is for the public to realize how much inflation there is. They certainly don't want bond investors to realize that the key to sustaining the bubble economy, the key to sustaining massive and unsustainable government deficits in the short run is artificially low interest rates. The Fed's only justification for keeping interest rates artificially low is the preposterous idea that there's not enough inflation and therefore they need to keep rates low in order to make consumer prices higher. But again, it's absurd to believe that consumers want higher prices. If they really did, then stores would advertise price hikes instead of the price cuts. They wouldn't make a big deal about having a sale. They would send out notices like, hey, hurry up and buy, we just raised our prices. That sounds funny. Consumers don't enjoy increased prices. They look forward to the decreasing prices. So this is all a ruse because the government is trying to justify a reckless monetary policy that is designed to protect the government, not the economy or not the common people. In the end, Peter says that we are about to suffer the consequences of all this inflation. A lot of that has to do with what's happening during the pandemic. So the government printing money will cause inflation and prices of the goods and services will go up. And also, it is going to affect the value of our currency as the US dollar has lost its fair share in the last few months due to excessive printing of the money. So there lies some tough days ahead for the world economy. So guys, now I would like to end this video, and if you have any thoughts or suggestions, then please make sure to leave them in the comment section below. I'll see you in my next video. Till then, have a nice day.